All right, I think we are going to get started. I want to welcome you tonight to not only our 9th grade presentation, we also have families who will be new to Middleton High School, may also be here this evening as well. So welcome to everyone. I do want to kind of let families know that this is the class of 2029. The class of 2029. It's all fine in 2029. All right. I would also like to see who we have in the room. So if you are a first-time 9th grade parent or guardian, would you stand? We promise you, you are going to make it. It will be okay. If this is your last high schooler this year, would you please stand? There might be a whole lot of celebration for each of you, right? Yeah. All right, so, and then could I please have the class of 2029 stand? Thank you. So I am Principal Peg Shoemaker. This is my 40th year in public education. This is my 28th year of being an administrator. And so I know kids, I love kids, I love the school system. You are in a wonderful spot at Middleton-Cross Plains Area School District. Your student will enjoy this beautiful building. We've only been this is our 3rd year, I think, that the entire school has been open. We lived through so much to get here. You as taxpayers helped to build this school. And it is a pride and joy for both teachers and students. We have kids that visit at times and say, wow, I feel like I'm in a college campus. And so it is a building designed for learning, and we take that really, really seriously. So I want to meet some of our team here this evening, and you're going to hear from many of them. And the first person I would like to introduce, and you're going to hear about the names of these centers in just a little bit. But I'd first like you to meet Ms. Carmen Classy. She and I have been together for the 6 years here. She is the associate principal in Phoenix, which is one of the support centers. I also want to introduce Mr. Reinhardt. Mr. Reinhardt and I have been together here 6 years. He is the Antares associate principal, and there's lots of competitions when the kids come back in the fall about who has the best center, but they're all amazing. I also want to introduce Ms. Merrick, and Ms. Merrick is an associate principal. She works primarily with student services and with special education, so she's a person to connect with there. Also, Mr. Rosing, we'll do Mr. Rosing's stand-in. This is Ms. Zart. She is a social studies teacher. She's filling in for Mr. Rosing, who is on paternity leave with baby Frank. And then also Ms. Gertner. Is Ms. Gertner here? No, okay, not yet. Ms. Gertner is the associate principal for Clark Street, and she also serves the principal of Clark Street and the associate principal here at Middleton. I do want to mention that this year we are doing something for the very first time in that students can actually take a seminar, take a class at Clark Street. It's been a long time coming, so we're really, really excited about, including ninth graders could take a seminar at Clark Street. So that is, that's my team, members of my team, and they're amazing thought partners, leaders, care deeply about kids. And so I know you'll find that. If you want to, like if you get a question that you don't have answered and don't have time to kind of hang back at the end, feel free if you want to take a picture of this QR code, and you can always submit this and we will personally get back to you if there is something that you didn't get answered tonight. We've tried to be as comprehensive. We've gotten feedback from parents along the way on what is the information that people want. So I'm going to take just a brief moment. I'm going to let the people who are standing come on in. We have lots. Will you please raise your hand if you have a spot for them near you? So come on in, everyone. Get yourself comfy. There's lots of spots open. Lots down here. We've got at least 10 spots right up here. I just want you to be able to fully participate in the singing and dancing that we're going to do in a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I have more team members that I want to introduce you to that you will hear from tonight. We have Mr. Jamie Sims, if you would stand, and Mr. Brad Crandall from our Athletics and Activities Department. We also have our two special ed coordinators, Nikki Morehouse and Becky Poles. So if you have a special education question that you want to have answered, that you need to know, they would be your people at the end. We will all be up here at the end until 7 when we have another presentation that we have to make. Here's Jill. Jill, wave. I already did my intro. There she is. All right. Then the other really cool thing, especially for our class of 2029, is our wonderful Link Crew leaders. If you would stand and wave, you're going to hear ninth grade from their perspective, which I think is super helpful as you, both parents, guardians, and students. So they are here to kind of share a little bit of their experience. All right, we cannot wait to meet your students. There's so many great things about Gen Z. I think we're close to, I don't know, if we're close to this being our last Gen Z class, I'm not sure. The next generation are called the Alphas. And so you all are Gen Zs, all right? And there's some great, great things about Gen Zs. They tend to want voice, they want agency, they want to do good for the world. And we have so many opportunities to do that at Middleton High School. You'll hear a little bit from Mr. Crandall, our activities director, about all of the ways that our clubs and activities, over 90, and many of them are service-oriented, And that is such an amazing thing to do. We have a very service-oriented student body, which is truly delightful. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Merrick, and I'll be back to wrap it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Shoemaker. Hi, welcome. Again, I'm Liz Merrick. I'm the Associate Principal for Student Services, and I'm here to talk about a really big school. So you are attending the largest high school in the state of Wisconsin, and so we work really hard to make it as small as possible. The first big way we do this is that every student, when they get their schedule in August, will have at the top of their schedule what center they're in. There are 3 centers. There's Antares, Capella, and Phoenix. Each center has about 800 kids in it. Each center has 3 counselors, a social worker, a psychologist, a dean, an associate principal, a youth advocate, and an administrative assistant. So it's a big team that kind of wrap around your student. They're the people that you will call if your student is absent. They are the people you will call if you're like, something's going on with my kid and I don't know what's going on. You'll call those people. If you are struggling with getting resources, you will call these people. So in August, you will find out what center you're in, and when you arrive on your first day, we will have some learning around your centers about where they are and who can help you and which center is the best, and we'll figure that out in August. As you have a 9th grader, especially our new 9th grade parents, we do a few things to make sure that this transition from a school you've been in for probably a couple years to this really big high school goes a little bit smoother. We start with tonight. So tonight's kind of our first transition opportunity. Tonight you should take time, you should explore the building, you should talk to teachers, you should really just kind of get to understand the feel and the size of the building. We will have another one of these meetings in August. It's called Freshman Welcome Night. We'll have a similar presentation. You'll be able to walk your schedule by then. You'll be able to actually get down and dirty with what is my day gonna look like? So you'll have that in August. You will have a freshman-only day. So the first time you come to this building as a student, it will only be freshmen in the building. You'll be here with our link crew leaders. You will spend time getting to know your advisory students, fellow students. You will have practice. We will practice doing lunch and how we do lunch here. You will then run your whole schedule and meet all of your teachers without any upperclassmen here to really make it as smooth as possible. In the fall, you'll meet with your counselor one-on-one, and you'll start talking about what do you want your 4 years to look like here at Middleton. Your freshman schedule's pretty well set for you. You choose a few electives, but as you get older, your schedule gets more open and you have more choices. So you'll start those conversations with your counselor in the fall. You'll also have your advisory that we'll talk about in a second. If you are a parent and you are sitting at home and it's October and every time your child comes home and they say, how's school? And they say, fine. And you keep asking all the questions and you say, well, what did you do in this class? And you just feel like something's not right, you call Student Services. You just give us a call and say, I don't know, is everything okay? I'm getting a weird feeling. And we'll take it from there. It might be nothing. We might have a conversation with the kid. We might find out other things, but you go to the website, you go to Student Services, and you find how to access us so we can help you and your students as needed. There's also some changes that happen when you come to high school. Number one, every class you take now has a credit and you're building a transcript. That transcript is kind of what you take to post-secondary, whether you're gonna go into a career, whether you're gonna go to a post-secondary school, your transcript starts being built your freshman year. We're on a block schedule. We have an AB rotating day schedule. Classes are 87 minutes. Most students take 7 classes, and then we have an ASR that we'll talk about in a minute. We have 30 minutes open lunch. Now, can you leave for lunch? Sure. That's up to you and your parents to decide whether you can leave for lunch. Most freshmen stay here, and we have a freshman-only lunch. So lunch is only with freshmen for the freshman year. The upperclassmen have second lunch, freshmen have first lunch. So just for parents, that's a conversation you need to start having with your kids about what are going to be our parameters for lunch. We also have all school resource, which is at the end of every B day, where every teacher is available to help kids, and kids sign up on a schedule called FlexiSchedule. So if your kid comes home and they're like, I don't get math, I don't get it, Then you say, well, let's sign up for ASR. Let's go into FlexiSchedule and let's meet with your teacher. And they can go during that time and meet with them. And then we have a 4-year advisory program that your student will be a part of as well. And those are kind of the basics of high school. And then I'm going to send it over to Carmen to follow a few more details.
All right. So again, I'm Carmen Classy. I'm the associate principal who works in the Phoenix Support Center. So let's talk about the schedule a little bit more in detail. So on an A day, you'll have 4 periods of 87 minutes. So one of the biggest things that freshmen tell us is that that's kind of a big change to a longer block of time than what they had in middle school. But a couple of things that benefits is we get to get more in depth into projects, whatever, the learning, and it also cuts down on the transitions that students have throughout the day. So 4 blocks within advisory. Advisory is every day again. And then on the B day, there are 3 blocks in the ASR and advisory again. Here's an example schedule that you might get. So our required courses are Bio, English 9, Land People Power, Foundations of Movement, Algebra 1, typically. And then we would fill in with whatever electives that you are choosing. Let's talk a little bit more about ASR. So that's at the end of our B day. It's 2 42-minute sessions, and we use a program called FlexiSchedule for students to sign up in. And so what we try to do is on advisory on Mondays, we have the students kind of plan out their week and sign up for the ASRs that they need. Things that you will likely hear from your kids in the future are, that's not required. I don't, oops, now I'm going crazy. Just kidding. Or like, I don't have anything to do. Okay, good. Sorry, I hit the remote. But yes, ASR is required. It's an excellent opportunity for them to plan. Let's say they do have everything finished, okay? Well, what's upcoming? What can we study for? How can we begin to build some of those skills? Maybe it's just connecting with other peers, teachers that they enjoy being with. So it's a really important time, and it's great to have a conversation with your kids about what they could be doing during that time. You, as families, can look at that FlexiSchedule from home to see where they're signed up, maybe encourage them to sign up for things that you know that they should be doing. So again, ASR is required. All right, and now Mr. Reinhardt with advisory.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Reinhardt. I am the associate principal in the Antares Student Support Center, and I have the privilege of talking about our advisory program first tonight. Our advisory program is a 4-year program where every student in the building is assigned an advisor that they will be with for their 4 years here at the high school. The advisory is a group of between 16 and 18 students that your freshmen, once they start here next year, will be with for those 4 years. And the intention of advisory is to build small communities like Ms. Merrick was talking about within this large high school. It's one of the ways that we provide a daily experience for our students to build close relationships with not only their students, but the advisor that's in that room. So when they have questions, they have a go-to place each and every day to gather that information. Our advisory program also includes daily themes where we cover different topics and important information that students will need to kind of navigate their high school career. And that looks different from freshman year through their senior year here. The topics that we cover are different given what they need in that current moment. And then part of our advisory program is our Link Crew program here at Middleton High School. And in just a minute, I'm going to bring up the most important people that are on the stage, the Link Crew leaders, so they can talk a little bit about their experience and what they offer with Link Crew. But one of the most exciting days of the year is that first day with freshmen only because of what we do with our Link Crew leaders during that day. So when you come for that first day, you're going to start in the gymnasium with all the freshmen and a ton of energy from our staff and our Link Crew leaders welcoming you to your first day. And then from there, you'll get to meet your advisory for the first time and kind of get to know the building and know your schedules with that group for that day. Our Link Crew program is truly built on the idea that we want to pair our upperclassmen, our juniors and seniors, with our freshmen so that they have peers that they can look to kind of understand the high school experience. It's one thing to hear it from adults, parents, teachers, administrators, but it's another thing to hear it from students that recently have gone through the same thing. So during that freshman year, we have Link Crew leaders that are paired with each of the advisories to serve as mentors, to build friendships, and lead them through some pretty unique activities. So with that, I want to introduce our 3 Link Crew leaders that we have with us. So come on up. I'm going to let these 3 individuals introduce themselves. Just share your name and your current grade level, and then we have a couple questions to go through. Awesome.
I'm Steven. I'm a junior.
I'm Sophia. I'm a senior, which means I will also be class of 2029 after graduating from university.
And my name is Lydia. I'm a junior.
Awesome. Have you guys spoken in front of this big of a crowd before?
Yeah, of course. You know, I'm a pretty big deal around here.
This is what I love about Link Crew. They bring the energy, they're fun, they're energetic. So the first question I have for you guys, what led you to becoming a Link Crew leader, and what impact do you hope to have with the incoming freshmen?
I'm, pretty talkative. I love making new friends, and my Link Crew leaders, when I was incoming freshman, did an absolutely amazing job at, helping me around the school, because it's pretty nerve-wracking. So I totally get how you guys feel. They did such a good job, and I just wanted to carry that on and, keep it going.
Yeah. So I also love just bringing the energy into quiet environments. Unfortunately for me, due to circumstances like COVID and myself actually being super, super introverted upon entering high school, I had a relatively bad freshman year, and so I wanted to bring sort of that joy to impact freshmen now, and I really love it.
I had great Link Crew leaders myself that really made me love advisory, and so I wanted to create that experience for another freshman. My Link Crew leaders would set up like pizza parties for us, activities, and it just really made freshman year more enjoyable.
Awesome. And the second question I have is, what are you most looking forward to as a Link Crew leader? And you can think about a cool experience that you had as a student that went through our advisory program.
One of my favorite things was it's a night that all the freshmen come through, and we have this giant dinner. Everyone brings food. It's like a giant potluck, and it's just truly one of the most amazing nights. We get around, dance. Everybody makes some new friends. There's some really cool activities that we get to do, like spike ball, little spike ball tournament if you guys are, want to do that, and just a lot of other really cool activities. So that was probably my favorite day that I got to do as a Link Crew leader.
My favorite thing as a Link Crew leader was definitely freshman orientation day. So as Link Crew, we spend multiple days during the summer actually prepping for you guys, talking about different team building activities. But my most favorite thing is in the morning. We can all dress up in silly little costumes, and we have little props that we all just use to guide you guys around the school and get acquainted with the advisory. It was really funny. I actually dressed up as a little Slavic babushka, and I had a headscarf and everything. It was great.
My favorite day so far has also been freshman orientation day. It was super fun to get to know all of the people in my freshman advisory in the morning. They were all super great. And then in the afternoon portion, we get to help them find their classes, which was also super rewarding. And they got airheads from me, at least after when they got to their class.
Awesome. So after this presentation, our Link Crew leaders are going to hang out with us. So if you have specific questions for them, feel free to come up and engage in a conversation. One more thing I'll say, tonight, if you haven't walked through the course fair yet, if you see any Link Crew leaders wearing their awesome Link Crew t-shirts, they'll have a new t-shirt next year, so we're waiting to see what that is. But anybody in these t-shirts, or if they don't have the t-shirts on and they're Link Crew leaders out there, they're willing to help guide you to a department that you're looking for or answer any questions that you have. So they are out and about and happy to answer questions. So let's give it up one more time for our Link Crew leaders. All right, and next up, I am going to reintroduce Mr. Sims and Mr. Crandall so they can talk us through what we have to offer here in terms of athletics and activities at Middleton High School.
All right, good evening, everyone. I am Jamie Sims. I'm the athletic director.
And I am Brad Crandall. I'm the assistant athletic director and activities coordinator here at the high school.
All right, so we're just going to take a few minutes to kind of go over our athletics and activities program. Between the fall and the spring, we offer a little bit over 30 athletic programs. We have about 75 different teams, and we would love to have you all involved. So when it comes to being a part of our athletic programming, Mr. Crandall's going to cover some of the important pieces that goes with that, but one of the most important things that I would like to share with you is, as a parent, we want you to come in knowing that our primary goal is that we put adults in front of your students, that we want to take care of them just like you want them to when you send them here, and that we're working to be significant in their lives. So we're super excited to have your kids coming in, and we look forward to working with them.
Perfect. Now I'll talk about a little of the logistics. To be an athlete at the high school, there are a couple things you have to do. One, you have to have the grades, right? No failing grades means you can be an athlete. So we want to make sure you're focusing this second semester heading into high school, getting it done. The other part is we have a registration website that is online for all activities, athletics, marching band, ultimate frisbee for all students. This will open the second week of July for next year. This is where you register for all sports, all activities, you submit your physicals, you do everything online. And we get a notification and we send it right back to you if it's not complete, so you can do it that day. Instead of bringing a paper form in, we check it, then we have to mail it back. We don't do that anymore. Everything's electronic and it works really smooth. So we do have an online registration and a website. The website is middletoncardinalsathletics.com. It's getting a facelift over the next few weeks, so it's going to be even sharper, which we're really excited about. It's a great resource. It's got a list of all of our head coaches, all of our teams, and it has our social media accounts, things like that. So please check that out. The other thing, if you're not aware of, we are a partner with a company called GoFan. They are our ticket provider. We use them for all of our athletic events. We use them for our dances. So all the tickets that we sell, one, are cashless. Our conference has gone cashless. And two, they're on your phone. It's really slick. It really is a slick operation for us to use. It cuts down on the time you wait to get into events, and it also offers the opportunity to buy multiple events at once or season passes, which is really cool. A little bit of information about your physicals, and I think this is really important for anyone considering being an athlete. If you haven't had a sports physical in a couple years, wait until after April 1st, because then it will be good for 2 school years. The NFHS and WIAA has some weird date ranges, and it's always April 1st. So if you have had a physical between April 1st of last year and March 31st of this year, that physical will be good for your 9th grade year. If you wait until after April 1st to have your physical, the physical will be good for your 9th and 10th grade years. So if you time it right, get a physical as an incoming 9th grader, get a physical as an incoming junior, and those are the 2 physicals you would need to get to qualify through the WIAA. Many families do physicals every year, which is totally cool, but you need it at least every 2. And for those interested in athletics and activities, we have a night coming up in May, is May 21st, right in this room at 6 o'clock, where we'll have coaches of all of our fall sports and a few of our winter and spring sports as well to be here to answer questions specific to their programming. So especially if you're interested in any of our fall offerings, that's a great night to be here. We try to schedule on a night with not many other things going on so you can come in. It'll take about an hour, but it's a chance to get in front of all the coaches of the programs that are here. And we'll go a little more in depth into the code of conduct, into our philosophy as an athletic program, and how you can get involved. So there's that. The other half of our department are our activities, and Ms. Shoemaker hit on the head. We have over 90 student-led activities here at the high school. That is the most in the state. We finally got over Bayport. They were at like 88. But you can see a lot of pictures up here. We do a lot of cool things. There's something as much as the casual clubs, like our book club, anime club, to our competitive clubs, like FBLA or DECA or HOSA. We have forensics, debate. We have food-based clubs. We have art-based clubs. We have everything. And the cool thing is many of our clubs meet during that all-school resource period. So if you've got your homework done and you don't need to check in with teachers, ASR is when a lot of our clubs meet. A few meet before school, a few meet after. Depending on their level of commitment, they may meet more frequently, but typically they meet during our ASR period. And that is a barrier that we've been trying to get rid of, is we want students to engage in our clubs. This is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna put it during the day. So like I said, 90 different clubs, and I wanna make a point. They're student activities. If you wanna become a leader, if you wanna learn how to be a leader, these are ran by students. The adults are there to supervise and guide them, but the decisions, the ideas, all of these things are led by you as students. Every year we accept applications for new activities. We try to do as many as we can each year. It depends on what we have for resources. But these are student-based clubs, and that's what makes us really proud, is that our students are the ones running them. So we hope you engage in our athletics. We hope you engage in our activities, because this extends the learning outside the classroom. It makes it personal, and that's what we're here to do. So thank you for being here tonight. That's it from us, but we'll see what's next.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Jen Zart. I'm filling in for Ray Rosing as Associate Principal in the Capella Student Center. Okay, so yesterday and today, high school counselors visited the middle schools, Glacier Creek and Cromery, and spoke with their students a little bit about the course selection process, and that's open right now. So if you're super excited about getting signed up for your classes, you could go home tonight and do that. There's no rush though to do it. No one's schedule gets priority or anything. It all goes into the system at the same time, but it is important that you do it by Friday, January 17th at 3 p.m. So that's when the final course requests are due in Infinite Campus. Most of the classes that you'll be signing up for your freshman year, you have the kind of core required classes, and as you go up in the grades, you kind of have less of those required classes and more opportunities to take a lot of the awesome electives that we have. So if you didn't get a chance to check out electives for future years, you could do that after this. Where you will get the course offerings book, we don't have paper copies of that for families, it's all online. So if you go to the school district website, you'll be able to find this 24-25 course offerings page. This QR code up here will take you to a frequently asked questions page about how to sign up for classes, which has a lot of good information for you, and everything you need is online on that website. So. Next steps, what do we need to do to be ready for high school and our classes? Make sure that in that course offering book, you take a look at all of the information that you have. Take time to look through the classes and what options you have your freshman year. Make sure you get that in by that deadline I talked about before, Friday, January 17th. And then your middle school counselor can also help you out with this process or the Google form questions link that Peg shared at the beginning. So thanks for being here. Peg's gonna send you off.
All right, you got a snippet of what it's like to be a ninth grader at Middleton High School. We truly, truly care that your students, your child's experience is a positive one. And we will work, our entire team will work to make sure that that happens. So please know that. I know that there can be anxiety coming to a large school like this, and just know that we know how to do it. And I hope you will trust us. And thank you in advance for trusting us with your precious child. So with that, I want to wish you all well. The course fair is open until 7:30. So if there's more that you want to do, I'm going to go back to, oopsie, sorry. I'm going to go back to this slide in case there is something that we didn't answer that you want to ask. We also will just hang around up here, so you can feel free to come on up, introduce yourself. And again, I can't thank you enough for this evening, and have a great night. Thank you.